Welcome back. We are wandering around the desert.
There's something shiny over here.
John found a shiny.
I got rid of the shiny. I have no idea what the fuck that means. There's another shiny. And another ribbon. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing, obviously. Into me my little menu. Possibly Souls of the Dead, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it could be a Dark Souls thing. You're just absorbing the ones who failed and died and perished in the desert.
Or just sending them to the afterlife. Just some sort of purgatory.
Just eating their souls as sustenance.
True. Okay. Speaking of some dark-ass turns, an old writer for Electronic Gaming Monthly, he went by Sean Baby. And he used to write, you know, like these little comedy bits at the end of the
back page type stuff?
Yeah, back page type stuff, where he would review like the shittiest game. You know, like Barbie Horse Adventures, I remember was one of them. Anyway, you know, went off the grid for a while because, you know, EGM died and came back, and, you know, as some sort of weird zombie creature, and but I found out he was on Twitter. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. Except he doesn't tweet very much. But today, and you may have seen this, he tweeted out that he had developed this game called Archie the End. And basically he would take unedited, unaltered, you know, strips from Archie. And, you know, the only rule is he could place a the end wherever he wanted.
Okay.
And so, by doing so...
He's made them sound like Garfield without Garfield?
Worse. Like, they're super fucking dark. Like, there's one where, you know, like, mom's crying in the kitchen, dad walks in and is like, you know, okay, what's wrong? And she's like, you know, it's Archie. You went into the bathroom with your razor. And he's like, you know, what happened? Did he cut his throat? And then it just says the end.
The end. Wow.
It's so good.
Oh. I can't remember. It wasn't EGW. It wasn't Electronic Gaming. It might have been PC Gamer or Computer Gaming World. I had subscriptions to both of those. And there was a back page author that he just had hilarious columns. You know, it was just sort of a humor thing.
Yeah.
And I remember very clearly he wrote one where he just like, I'm out. And it was GTA 3, which is the one you get health back by seeing hookers to get the car.
Yeah, that was like the first and really successful one.
You could get out of the car, beat the hooker, and get your money back.
Yeah, you can.
And like his wife came in and it's like, what do you do? You know, like saw all of that. And he explained it, and then he was just like, and then I just sat there and just like, you know, I don't want to do this job anymore. You know? And it wasn't just that game, that was the one that put it over it, but he was just like, there's just a lot of these games, it's just like, I'm tired of having to defend this crap, you know? And I remember really reading that and really conflicted. So on one hand, I was kind of like, it was really interesting writing there at the end.
Yeah.
At the other point, I'm like, so can I have your fucking job, dude? Because...
Seriously.
You know? Granted, I know a little bit more now, but I was definitely back then you get to fucking play video games all day and write about it. How awesome is that, you know? And now that I've done a site where I've done that, I sort of understand, it's not all fun and games.
Yeah, except, you
still get to play video games all day and have to write about them.
Just don't get paid.
Yeah, the payment is nothing. Shit, I've been paid, I've been published a couple times, and even had a cover article in one computer magazine. All of these are programming tutorial type stuff. And I've done an ebook too. On game programming and things. And I've done just enough to know I don't actually fucking want to do this. It's terrible, it's grueling. Not the writing part. The process around it, dealing with the publisher, all that crap. So I can appreciate any author's complaint now, especially knowing that when I got paid, it's like double or triple what game writers get paid, right? And when I was sitting down to write, I was just sitting down to write shit I knew how to do. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I know how to do this, so I'm just writing down how I do it, fact check a couple things, test my code, send it in. That's not 60 hours, right? That's not like beat Skyrim and then write a review on it. By the way, do it this weekend. And then they get paid like far less. But I am looking forward to, and maybe I've got it up by this point, of getting that These Are Video Games website up so I can do some writing when the mood strikes.
Hi.
Yeah, so I've been talking over that, and if you wanted any comments yet to,
I'm just saying hi to other me. Is this like an online thingy, or?
I don't think I want to answer any of these questions.
That's great.
Because
That's great. I love it.
all will be made clear. I guarantee it. Did you get a cookie jar? Mom saw that.
Mom saw it. Mom knows you touched yourself.
I had a joke the other day, a couple days ago on Twitter. It's getting slow retweets constantly. That considering making like a plugin in the browser that replaces all religious references with the algorithm. So it's like the algorithm has a place for you.
Yes.
The algorithm, will save you. And then today, Facebook, they fired all of their curators for the trending topics.
Yeah.
Because they got accused of being biased. And they were like, no, we'll go with our algorithm. And they got rid of all the 10 people who oversaw those tags. And then we're tweeting a 9/11. Their trending topics had a 9/11 hoax story from the Sun, of all places, going into it. Like, the only step down from that they could have had is retweeting a Snopes article or, like, The Onion as fact, right? And then so they manually deleted it. And it's just like, okay, so countdown to how long until they hire back curators, because the algorithm has failed us all.
Why have you forsaken us, algorithm?
Only by fully firing everyone and embracing the algorithm can we unlock the true humanity.
At the center of the universe, which is really just another shitty universe like ours, but a different color.
God damn it, John. I need trigger warnings before you do that.
Oh.
Because you started that, and I'm like, I can make a No Man's Sky joke. Wait, John's making a No Man's Sky joke.
I just kind of like, slide around along the sand forever. Can that be a game?
That could be a game.
Hello, kite.
Go fly a kite, John.
Kite, where are you going, bud?
Which, by the way, they do those bleep videos?
Yeah.
Where they just like bleep the count and everything. Mix it over.
Yeah.
There's a Mary Poppins bleep video that's hilarious.
Okay, which song?
Oh, no, it's just a sequence of...
Okay.
It's just a whole bunch of clips of dialogue of her talking about the kids or something, and then, it comes off of like, fuck these damn kids, The concept of Julie Andrews swearing is great in and of itself. I saw Mary Poppins way too many times. It was like in the early days of VHS, and one of the few we had, so it got played over and over again.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm old enough to remember VHS as being a thing. Like, Dad coming home and we got a VHS player because he didn't think the Betamax, even if it's better quality, is expensive, and, everybody at work was getting the VHSs, so we're getting that. That could have been my dad knew the whole porn thing, too. I don't know.
If I didn't think it would give us a content ID, I would start singing Magic Carpet Ride.
You could do like the heavy remix version that's in Reservoir Dogs.
I haven't seen Reservoir Dogs yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I've seen Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill 1 and 2, and I think that's all.
Now, granted, I have a bias. Like, I think I've talked about it. Like, Demon Souls is my favorite Souls to play.
Yeah.
Even though it's probably technically not technically it's not. It there's a lot of improvements that come in the later Soul series just mechanically. But there's something about the raw, rough idea version. It's like why the first Legend of Zelda is my favorite.
Yeah.
That makes Reservoir Dogs also my favorite. Like, it's sort of this raw, rough, unrefined, figuring it out Quentin Tarantino, but still has all the promise of the good things that he's made, Plus, I just love the idea of, like, Harvey Keitel getting it stripped and going, shit, alright, this has to be made. Quentin, I'm gonna call all my friends in. You got a fucking movie. We're all gonna do this on what do they call it? Spec or, no, scale. That's what it is. Like, the lowest they can by union pay. And then you get, like, Harvey Keitel, you get, fuck, all the people that are in his movies, basically.
Mark Madsen.
I don't know their names that well. That's what I'm trying to think. Mr. Pink. He's in a lot of the movies. But also Harvey Keitel was like, here was a mafia movie like no other mafia movie. He wasn't trying to be Scarface.
Or The God.
And it's a really cool, like, study on like minimalism and what you can do to tell a story. Because 90% of it takes place in one room. And then you have a joke guy, Stephen Wright. He is the radio DJ in the town. So, like, as they're driving through all the town, they're playing this, go figure, 70s, 80s radio. That's how he works in. That's how Quentin works in all his old references that he went to work in.
Yeah.
Except that Stephen Wright is the disc jockey doing Stephen Wright. So, he's like, hey, tune it in to KBILLY, the place where Rock lives. You know, and it's just hilarious. I love it. Wow, you did turn this into Wandering in the Desert, the game.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, maybe going towards the mountain. I don't know. Sounds legit.
Alright, sounds like a plan. We'll execute it next episode.